I watched the pilot in the ER. The hospital ambience kind of added to the whole experience.
Princess. 1, 2, 3. I want Yuri. I ship it. Oh my god. I get to be here at the start of the Fandom. Asking what would blue lung disease make your period blood blue?
Jesus Christ, I look like a Victorian ghost in this lighting. So, Knights of Guinevere. Holy... We've got fairy tale princesses, we've got giant robots, we've got body horror, we've got Frankie. If you aren't familiar with Knights of Guinevere, it's an indie animated web series produced by Glitch Productions. It's created and written by Dana Terrace, the creator of The Owl House, Zach Marcus, a writer for The Owl House, and John Bailey Owen, another writer for The Owl House, as well as Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Dana's also serving as the director, and the show itself is classified as an adult psychological thriller, horror, sci-fi animation. And it's also Glitch's first 2D show, the first of many, I hope. Pulling the synopsis straight from Glitch here, Knights of Guinevere centers around Park Planet, a floating, planet-spanning amusement park with an android princess named Guinevere serving as its mascot. Living in the town of M7 on the surface below are Andy, an engineer and android surgeon working for the park, and Frankie, a factory worker and scrap scavenger, who also has an aptitude for engineering and hacking, both of whom are overworked and tired of their jobs. When Frankie comes across a damaged Guinevere android, the two friends sneak into the park's secret labs in order to repair it, unaware of what lies in wait for them. It is bonkers, it is fantastic, and I really hope we get more in the near future because I'm at the edge of my seat wanting to know what happens next. In addition to rave reviews and testimonials from others in the animation sphere, the pilot got 8 million views after 2 days and shot past 10 million in 5 days. As of now, it's sitting at over 14 million views. We just have the pilot, the show hasn't started churning out episodes yet, but given its massive popularity, I'm anticipating much more content to come with the Knights of Guinevere, but that does take time and capital, so if you want to support the show, then give some love to the showrunners, spread the good word about Knights of Guinevere, maybe grab some merch if you can. Besides the showrunners, the artists, the voice actors, everybody did such a great job. I am so stoked to see where this goes. Already there's been so many theories, Easter eggs, and no shortage of questions. How does the biology of the androids in the park work? The fact that Evangelion was a big inspiration for the show makes me very intrigued of what exactly is going on inside these robots. Is Frankie actually hallucinating all the time? Are Andy's organs gonna be okay? What happened to Olivia's mom? What incident was Orville talking about with her in the beginning? What if Orville Park never actually died and his head is frozen under the park somewhere and he's controlling everything from there? Could be linked to that blue dot on his head. Also, did not know this, but Orville Park is voiced by ProZD, and the reason why it's called Park Planet is because Orville and Olivia are Korean. The Disney comparisons go pretty deep. COG really captures the old Disney nostalgia spot on as well. As you can imagine, the COG fandom has already blown up. Fan art, edits, fics, cosplays, you know the drill. Dude, I really want to do a Guinevere cosplay, holy but I'll have to do body paint for it, and that's always annoying. We'll see. Her wig would be a really fun challenge to tackle. Now, before we traverse further into planetary amusement park secrets and conspiracies, I'd like to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Cash App. Cash App is a financial platform that lets you save, send, and receive money fast with your friends and family. And you can personalize your very own Cash App card using Cash App's customization tools. Yes, you can even put a hidden Gwen on your Cash App card. You won't be blue with all of these design possibilities. There's no hidden fees, no monthly charges, and no minimum balance required. So if you gotta pay your friend back after they spotted you for an adorable Princess Gwen plushie, you're good to go. In addition to all that goodness, you also get exclusive discounts on some of your favorite treats like coffee, boba, video games, and concert pre-sales for big-time artists like Kendrick Lamar or SZA. For a limited time, new Cash App customers over 18 years old can earn $10 if they use the code Cash 10 in their profile at signup. If you're 13 to 17 years old, request a sponsored account from a parent or guardian, sign up with the code CASH10, and get $10 dropped into your account when you order and activate your Cash App card, and send $5 or more to a friend within 14 days. So if you're ready to reap all of Cash App's rewards, then don't throw away your shots! Go ahead and download Cash App today. Thank you so much again to Cash App for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the Knights of Guinevere. Fun fact, I watched the pilot in the ER. Don't worry, everything's okay, I'm all good. But TLDR, it was the day it released, and at that point, I was in the emergency room for about 12 hours. And so I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well watch this. So that way, if I do, you know, end up dying, at least I would have been up to speed on fandom stuff one last time. And this sounds kind of weird to say, but oddly enough, the hospital ambience kind of added to the whole experience. But yeah, ever since the teaser and trailer dropped for Knights of Guinevere, there's been a lot of fan talk and theories for what exactly is going on. And after the pilot, those questions have only amplified, and it's ripped open a whole new package of analyses picking apart the world building and the characters and their relationships with one another. There's been a lot of prevalent themes being dissected by fans as well, from the exploitation of Gwen's likeness, her peak femininity, and her objectification. Everything about her design being made to appeal to as many people as possible to make as much profit as possible. Consumerism and how it's, well, consumed by people in real life and digital spaces, reaching spaces you may not immediately think of, and how it's continually enforced. How the global south ends up suffering most from mass consumerism, both financially, physically, environmentally. I mean, outside of all the garbage and smog, take a look at the water when Sparky and Frankie are on the boat. The labs literally injecting the foundation of the planet with whatever they're cooking up. The imagery is not subtle here. Outside of everything hidden in the show itself, there's also been promos on the Park Planet website to dig into. There's plenty of food for thought here, and I'm really happy that so many fans are going, and I quote, full Gravity Falls here, investigating everything. While it's easy to just say that COG is a revenge critique of Disney because of what they did to Dana Terrace in the Owl House, I really appreciate that the show is making people think more about the effects of what they consume. Disney's influence and power as a media and entertainment conglomerate goes much deeper than smiling princesses and talking cartoon animals, and has its fingers in a lot of different pies it shares with other big mega-corporate entities that shape the world around us. At the same time, though, enjoying said smiling princesses and talking cartoon animals shouldn't be demonized either. If they give you happiness and help you dream, have fun. They themselves aren't the problem. It's the forces behind them, oftentimes mangling their image for personal gain. But many don't make that distinction, which, again, is something that's conveyed in the show, with the images and statues of Gwen being defaced by the people. Now, getting back into the fan works, folks have been hard at work. There have been original variations of Gwen fans have been cooking up, crossovers with other sci-fi adjacent series, as well as other Disney IPs. As for my personal favorite character, Andy is definitely up there for me. Her facial expressions are peak, plus she's a fellow Season done with everything, so I love that. What I'm really curious to see, though, is how her relationship with Frankie will go forward, given that Andy is much more of a pragmatist who may be suffering some health issues sooner than later, whereas Frankie is very much an idealist, and with her gift for engineering and tinkering, I wonder if that'll end up sparking some resentment or jealousy in Andy. Now, the fandom so far has mostly just been screaming, like in awe, in confusion. Guinevere in all her forms has been chosen as the muse of the masses. Frankie has been singled out as a fan favorite. Everybody hates Olivia, but does admit that this outfit unfortunately was a slay. Conflicting thirst for Sparky, as well as hating him, but also wanting him to have a toxic old man yaoi relationship or situationship. Besides going full detective mode, there's already been a few prominent points of discussion amongst fans, as well as some pretty heated fandom drama. Yes, it has already in fact begun. With shipping, there's only so much we have to work with for the time being. Hell, I've seen different versions of Guinevere being shipped together, and not gonna lie, that's probably my favorite ship so far. I mean, God knows Guinevere needs some self-love, right? Dana did have this to say in regards to people shipping Frankie and Andy. I don't care if people ship Andy, Frankie, have fun, no bullying please, but I do reject any notion that deep friendships can't carry the same weight as romantic partnerships in a story. Just because two characters are friends doesn't mean we're not allowed to write what we want. Some people have been super on board with this, others unfortunately are still like, well, if you you ship Andy and Frankie, then you're devaluing their friendship. Honestly, I'm pretty neutral on the ship myself. I think it could be cute, but I also like the idea of them being platonic besties. I'm pretty ambivalent. But what may or may not surprise you, though, is that most of the trouble being stirred up hasn't been centered around shipping, at least not yet, but rather headcanons. The biggest tiff that arose in the fandom so far, at least, was when Frankie was confirmed to not be trans. Many fans have or had the headcanon that Frankie is trans due to her many nicknames, her being called Franklin by Sparky when he was upset confronting her.
Andrea, Franklin.
I can see where it comes from, and I'm down for headcanoning Frankie and or Andy as trans. When asked about it on Blue Sky, Dana said that Frankie is cis, she just has a lot of nicknames. I have friends who call me Dan, DBO, Danny, it just happens sometimes. There were some fans that didn't like this answer, saying that it devalued their headcanons, it was too flippant, too brief. Why is the creator of COG denying this? And that escalated into calling Dana queerphobic, transphobic. Never mind Dana being queer herself, as well as all the work she put into the Owl House with queer representation and fighting to keep that show running. Others became upset at the headcanon due to seeing it as stereotyping. Some brought up it being weird that people immediately jumped to Frankie being the one to be headcanon as trans, despite Andy also being a potentially masculine nickname as well. Already folks have stated that they don't want to get involved with or engage with COG's fan culture because of how bad things have already gotten, calling it a horrific rebirth of the worst of the Owl House fandom. And unfortunately, this whole situation ended up spawning some actual awful transphobic comments as well. It was really jarring seeing what people were saying with this whole debacle, and it's indicative of a problem that's running a rife in the fandom sphere at large right now, of headcanons being taken as gospel, to the point where if they clash with other headcanons, or canon for that matter, massive amounts of infighting ensues. Avoidable infighting, might I add, if people remembered the head in headcanon. Addressing this dumpster fire, Dana said, "I feel like my answer to this question was widely misinterpreted. I think seeing her as trans is awesome. I see the connection when people talk about it. And I also never in my career have been against headcanons. Why would I start now? I'm sorry if my reply came off as too short or casual an answer. It may not have been my intention, but it's an absolutely valid and awesome interpretation to see Frankie as trans. I love seeing what people take away from stories, and that will always be the case. It's the beauty of fiction." Obviously, if fans are disappointed that their headcanon wasn't confirmed canon, that is entirely understandable, especially when it comes to representation and identities close to them. The headcanon is still alive and well. It's not been devalued, it's not invalidated, but headcanons and canon being equivocated, or headcanons being lauded as superior and what should actually be canon for XYZ reasons, to the point where real people, both fans and showrunners alike, are being attacked and put on trial for disagreeing, leads to insufferable fandom environments that no one wants to contribute to. Some fans were saying that Dana was right to address this quickly after other incidents involving headcanons being mixed with canon happened in the Owl House fandom and dragged on for years. It is unfortunate, though, that a lot of what plagued the Owl House fandom has reappeared so quickly here. It broke containment and went all across social media. COG's fandom reputation has already took a hit. Besides this, there was another issue involving Sparky's voice actress, who is trans and she plays a man, and she's very happy to do so. But some fans were like, casting a trans woman as a cis man is up, not a fan of that. Never mind the fact that Kayleigh McGee, Sparky's voice actress, said, "I want to play them. I like to play them. I also play a feminine character, the nurse. I love using my range gender expansively." This person summarized the situation really well. There were also fans complaining about there being merchandise already. Like, wow, isn't it ironic that a show about the effects of capitalism on the environment is producing merchandise? Never mind the fact that they're comparing a small indie animation project against giants like corporate Disney. Like, wow, I wonder if there's a difference of intention and scale here. It's really inspiring to see a project like this be able to flourish and do so well, with such a diverse cast and crew working behind the scenes, in an era where originality often takes a back seat to appeal to general audiences. You know, appeal to everyone we can to make more money. As a Disney fan myself, who is some level of low-key Disney adult, I really hope it's low-key, key. Watching Knights of Guinevere has really been a reckoning for being able to recognize your nostalgia with these movies and media you grew up with, and its effect on culture in general, the corporate world, and just how far-reaching it can go in really detrimental ways. And trying to balance that with your enjoyment of it, again, a lot of food for thought. In an imperfect, difficult world, there's no perfect, easy answer here, other than mindful consumption moving forward, which is something fans can do while also enjoying their escapism in fan communities. And COG's fan community has so much talent for a fandom still so new and growing more and more by the day. I'm very excited and curious to dive deeper into the fandom. I've definitely been digging around a lot so far, but with everything coming in constantly, there's still a lot to check out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and explore the Knights of Guinevere or COG fandom.
Oh my god, we already got a Detroit Become Human crossover. Yeah, I mean, 2 Blorbos being put through the ringer. Oh, she's so pretty. Bless her. Oh, her eye looks so bad. I want to fix her up. Oh, shit. Yo. Wow, that's symbolism. It really does take blood, sweat, guts, and tears to make your dreams come true. And your little animal sidekick mascots. Dude, the Disney parallels are not subtle here at all. Did Knights of Guinevere just end with a Madoka Magica reference? Oh, yup. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I did get the immediate thought of like, is that the son from FNAF? Alright, you two, you've rescued the princess. Now what? Oh, Francesca. Yeah, that's the fandom in a nutshell. I've only had Gwen for a day and a half, but if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone in this room or theme park and then myself. She's not programmed to scream. That scream was genuinely terrifying. When I heard it in the emergency room, I actually had to double check my earbuds because I was like, am I hearing it in the video or is it in the room with me? Our princess, she's so pretty. I'm getting Cinderella, I'm getting Sleeping Beauty, I'm getting Snow White. Every Disney princess shoved in a blender with Mickey on top. There we go. There's the self-shipping. Hell yeah, brother. I think they kissed. If we're all very brave, we could dethrone Onceler with Yuri. Imagine Snow White doing her with her birds, only with more blood in her throat. I need Gwen back. I need to fix her again. Sure, Grandma, let's get you to bed. Feed you more candy through a tube. No! Has anyone done the "you look lonely, I can fix that" yet with Frankie and Gwen? Holy shit, dude. Her laying broken and in pieces on top of all her merchandise. I wonder if there's symbolism there. The color contrast with the red and blue, though. Oh, mwah. Studious Gwen, buy her plush to help you study. Only 3 payments of $19.99. Ugh, Olivia, I can be your angel or your devil. Oh, Andy and Frankie. Princess and her knights. Oh my god, this is almost 70,000 likes already in one day, dude. When I say that the Knights of Guinevere fandom is already really strong, I am not lying. Watch the pilot to see what all the hubbub was about. Yeah, I'm actually madly in love with her. So, holy shit. Dude, yeah, there's just so much. What are you gonna do with that tentacle arm there, buddy? Nothing salacious, I hope. I'm usually not a big fan of gore and guts, that sort of thing, but there's something about Gwen and her body horror that's so hypnotizing. It's awful and yet entrancing in the most terrible, terrifying way, and you can't look away. Destiny awaits. Oh, girlies, you've got a big storm coming. You have no idea what you've awoken. What conspiracy awaits you? Yeah, she's so pretty here. Her eyes, her hair. This looks like colored pencil. Well done. Yeah, that's not terrifying. Menacing. Oh my god, not Cat's Cradle with Gwen's insides. Jesus Christ. Beautiful, but holy shit. That's a huge draw of Knights of Guinevere too, like the stark contrast of like the fantasy park world, everything's so beautiful and squeaky clean, la la la, versus the gritty, sick underbelly of it all. The aesthetics of COG are insane. Yeah, again with that contrast, dude. And yet you still see some of that clean beauty in the underbelly as well as that gritty sickness in the perfect la la part. I can just hear her singing "A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes" here. Oh, speaking of Cinderella, oh my god. You know what would be crazy? If we saw, like, other characters, like a fairy godmother-esque character or something, that are like, you know, the side characters for Gwen, or like her love interest. But then we see her, or Frankie, or Andy have to face off against them. Fantasy Gwen's crew, her prince, her animal sidekicks, her genie/fairy godmother, versus actual Gwen's crew, Andy and Frankie. It's Dee with Frankie! Her nose and freckles are so cute, dude. I want to give her a big old smooch on the forehead. Hi, Mickey! I love seeing all these different languages being presented too. Like, Knights of Guinevere really feels like a worldwide fandom draw right now. The kingdom, Gwen with her little friends. They remind me a bit of Bibble from the Barbie movies. I'm already obsessed. God, I love them all so much already. Oh my god, wait, Andy here is like, low-key making me blush a bit, dude. Oh, I love those glasses on her. It's all about those contrasts. They're delicious. Yo, getting Once Upon a December vibes from this one. Hey, yo! Oh, love this style. The ending was not happy, by the way. This is what's happening outside. Yeah, if you go back to the teaser and compare it to the end of the pilot, it's kind of like a teaser for episode 2. Things aren't all, someday my prince will come. Oh my god, perfect blue comparison? You're joking. So much Gwen. Gwen everywhere. Ballet Gwen. The princess waited so long for a knight, she became one herself. Oh, the girlies. Mother. Yeah, the, mom complex for Olivia is certainly not lost. Lots and lots of Mickey comparisons as well. Yeah, again, holy shit. It's so much fantastic work. Frankie is so dear to me, actually. She's dear to everybody. Look at her. MILF Hunter Frankie, oh my god. Cloud and sun dynamic. You've heard of sun and moon, you've heard of sun and earth, moon and earth, but Cloud covers the sun's rays, for the good, mostly, but that's some food for thought. More Mickey, 2 girls mistreated by a corrupt company rescuing the mistreated mascot of that company, except make it Disney. Like, Mickey screaming, dude, that's freaky. That's gonna be haunting my dreams tonight. Oh, she's so Andy in the suit. Dude, our animated show about dreams, androids, and desperation is here. Curious word usage there. Guinevere sees all, literally. She'll always remember your face. Isn't that reassuring? Will she ever find her knight? She has 2 of them now. Well, I mean, hopefully. For a while, nothing happens to them. Oh my gosh, Mickey! Mickey's gonna go Kingdom Hearts on their ass. Oh my god. One small thing I really appreciate about Knights of Guinevere is how expressive the character animation is. It stood out to me the most with Andy. I love the way her face wrinkles and creases to fit her expressions despite her being a younger character. It goes a long way to make her feel so alive. Yeah, and then Dana actually commented on this. I'm glad this has been noticed. It was really important to me that we utilize wrinkles in everyone to contrast the perfection of Gwen, also because it's fun, especially on Andy, who gets some of the funniest expressions on the team. An Andy cosplay would be fun to do as well. I mean, Southeast Asian representation! All of them in little onesies! Oh, they're the characters! Andy's like, the f*** is this one? Why am I the cat? No matter- oh my god, wait! Yeah, I mean, Dana loves her little- what are they called? The animal suits. My eyes widened at this scene, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, her blood is blue. A barely operational android that was thought to be inanimate soloed a giant mecha robot. Take that in! Call an ambulance! But not for me. Yeah, sure, okay, but better question is, why is that thing's blood red? Why does it even have blood? I need answers. Yeah, I might have a bit of an Evangelion situation here. Hello world, I'm obsessed with this pilot. Welcome to the club. She knight on my Guinevere. Oh, so much Mickey, dude. It's hilarious, but also, like, really on the nose. Oh, they hate me. It's not you. It's not actually you, Gwen. It's an unrealistic, idealized version of you that's been twisted beyond recognition and exploited beyond belief. But it's not you. About to get a haircut. It's like those dogs that go to Petco for the first time and they're like, before the Petco haircut, after. Considering that the machines run on blood and fear and the population is getting a blue lung disease that might be changing their blood, also babies being born blue, it won't be surprising if there's some horrific blood harvesting scheme going on, causing the population to go into body changes that will prepare them to be the perfect donors for these machines and organs too. Capitalism is the ever-hungry beast after all, and the show might take it a step further and literally feed the people into it. It makes me think a bit of like
microplastics and how like all these things you consume with these pretty mascots and characters on them might actually be slowly killing you. But this takes it a step further and it's like, oh no, but then they're going to actually harvest your flesh.
Overthinks, doesn't think, and genuinely concerned for both of them. Yeah, Gwen, you've got some work cut out for you in whipping your knights into shape. Cue the make a man out of you montage. I love this fucking name. A role swap, AU. Okay, this is neat. I love that Olivia's clutching the head of the animatronic that Andy was trying to fix. They hate her for a girlish whimsy and unnerving aura, SMH. Honestly, girlish whimsy and unnerving aura is kind of like a vibe that I aspire to achieve someday. Is it overdramatic if I say that this makes me feel sick to my stomach? Watch him try to actually make Park Planet into a thing. Like, I sent 100 people to a real-life version of Park Planet. Can they survive being attacked by these android Gwens? People are calling it in the comments. Who can commit the most OSHA violations challenge? She's plotting something with Glitch. I know it. Yeah, please no. Oh, Olivia, when I catch you, Olivia. Well, we all thought about a teen, young adult Olivia would be the villain of the series. We now only have an old woman on her deathbed begging to fix Guinevere to remedy what haunts her mind. You can't help but pity her. Mother and child. Did somebody say mommy issues?
What does that mean for Gwen then? Or maybe even Fantasy Gwen? Oh, it's kind of like a weird loop, because imagine if Fantasy Gwen is like, oh, my mother the queen passed away, but in reality, what would be considered real Gwen's mother? If you know, animatronics could have mothers. Damn.
Rescuing Kwok from Elon's credit. Yeah. Oh, we found it! You look lost. Allow me to sort this out for you. Cue incredible off-screen ass kicking.
Sorry, kind of off topic, but also not really. I follow a bunch of like aesthetic Pinterest-esque accounts, and why does this cake look like something they'd serve at Park World? Like, it's Gwen in cake form. Literally eat her insides.
This is in an early late stage of blue lung. When it gets to the point of showing up in your skin, it's well within the bloodstream. I have an insane theory going through my head right now. The people of M7 contracting blue lung either end up as biofuel for the park and its attractions, or spare parts for the animatronics of the park themselves. That's good. It kind of reminds me a bit of Cloud Atlas with the clones in the service jobs that end up being churned out and like eating themselves. Like a factory farm Ouroboros situation. Call me William Afton. That didn't take long at all, Jesus Christ. Because I'm gonna put a kid in that robot, for those who seem confused. Clank, 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 no! She's very beautiful. You can't ignore that. She was designed to be very beautiful. It was like one day after it premiered, and it's got 20,000 likes. We've got Cookie Run Gwen. This one you can actually eat. Very cute. I love the detail of the red pupils in her eyes. Oh my god! I forgot about these! The hipster punk aerial edits from Tumblr circa 2012. Of course they did. Of course Gwen was subjected to that. All the BuzzFeed, if Gwen was actually real videos that be churned out nonstop. Knights of Guinevere sweep, let's go! God, if only, right? Oh, I love this style! Was that the cut incident of Park Planet? It'd be really cool if there's an episode featuring, like, commentary, social media people, a Markiplier-esque character that was showing the audience all of, like, these incidents, conspiracies, and strange happenings of Park Planet. We've got a Warrior Cats AU. Frankie without her canines here is heartbreaking. It's not an official fandom unless there's a Warrior Cats crossover, so well done, Knights of Guinevere! She's literally so beautiful! Okay, this is legit horror. This is I have no mouth but I must scream, and the magic that touches the very soul, and your wallet, and your insides. Buy our merch. Very cute art though. Very mouse-like, and those little details. Gwen seeing Frankie and Andy as kids being threatened by a stranger, pushing herself to protect them despite being severely damaged and completely obliterating something 10 times her size. I think I love her. Again, join the club, buddy! Guys, I think this shows a critique on capitalism and company towns, as well as how the global south bears the brunt on not only production of merchandise, but also environmental effects. Yeah, you might be onto something there, just maybe. A quick sketch, they say, as they draw out a masterpiece. The difference in their dresses here, oh my god. Would Bellus's period blood be green or something? Thank God Dana revived the Owl House fandom with Knights of Guinevere. What the f were we talking about, bro? Would blue lung disease make your period blood blue? Maybe it'd be purple?
You know, the red and blue kind of mixing together. Well, maybe actually it starts off red as usual and then gradually becomes more and more purple and then blurple until finally blue. Got a big brain at here, people.
Eating too much processed Planet Park would make your period blood blue. Trust me, bro, I went there. Thank you, Mr. Antenna, for the input. Guinevere's most beautiful knight. She is everything and everywhere and knows everyone. Nothing scary about that, I promise. All right, let's head on over to Tumblr. I know Knights of Guinevere's been trending there for a hot sec. Oh, she'll be fine, right? Yeah, I'm sure she will. All her different forms, though. So pretty. Once upon a dream? Not you bring Sleeping Beauty into the— oh my gosh, and the side characters on the red and the blue. Stop! Oh, this is so good! And the subtle blue blood on the dress. So, there's these knights. Reminder that glitch selling merch to be able to fund a show, an indie production, mind you, isn't the same as Disney selling merch so they can hoard more money. It's like comparing apples to oranges here, people, or better yet, apples to walnuts.
We can fix her and you.
Woof, dark world versus light world contrasts. Night and day. Gwen, she's my new daughter that I will protect with my life. This is so cute.
Wait, Gwen can probably adjust her height accordingly, which, you know, makes sense if like a kid is smaller or taller and wants her to be smaller or taller.
The contrast between child Olivia and elderly Olivia is strong. She goes from literally yanking Guinevere around by her guts without a spark of emotion to calling her my poor dear Guinevere and having a breakdown over her missing. All Guineveres share the same memory with perfect clarity, so she'll never forget the special moment she shares with the children she meets. Olivia has most likely forgotten the cruelty she inflicted upon Guinevere, like an abusive parent denying they did anything to their child purely out of not remembering. The axe forgets, but the tree remembers, so Guinevere remembers everything with perfect clarity. I imagine that the twitching finger would have been enough to make Olivia take her apart to fix her again that night. Frankie may have saved her a night of torture just by adjusting the joint in the arcade that day. This to me gives her double meaning to the warm expression she gave and the whispering of her thanks. It may have been one of the first gentle moments of pure, unconditional kindness she ever experienced. And she never forgot it. You look lonely. I can fix that. Another one. Princess Guinevere, you did not respond to my direct messages on Instagram. That makes Olivia very, very upset. All these theories about the f***ing blue lung and the environment and the world and what the androids are. It is fascinating. I don't think she survived the fall, just realized she is literally and metaphorically blue-blooded.
Bring her back.
No, I don't think I will. Princess Gwen says to go topple your government. Oh, honey, we're trying. Me and my home. Me! Again, I ship it. Almost perfect. Shut up. You are perfect in my eyes. You're perfectly imperfect. A wise man once said, there is beauty in imperfections, and you were never broken, Guinevere. The different ways Andy and Frankie perceive the world around them is actually tripping me out. These aren't different times of day. Look at the clock. Obviously, Andy is already highly disillusioned by the park, and what comes for working with them, but maybe there's also something to be said about Frankie's oversaturated view. And I'm sure a lot of people removed from the park business are somewhere in between these two viewpoints. The decisions made for Guinevere's design just punched me right in the gut, man. You can tell she's been designed for maximum broad appeal. Massive baby doll eyes, an impossibly small waist, and gray skin, which gives her no implicit ethnicity, while all maintaining a button nose and small chin. It's so clever, and it hurts to see how this character has been hammered into an idea of perfection that her creators and corporate managers have made. Dana Terrace, you mad woman. And there it is, the Andy Frankie Yuri. 1, 2, 3, I want Yuri! Damn, Gwen, your hoo-haws. And your guts! Oh no, you've been impaled. Kingdom Hearts Gwen! It's a possibility. Hiya, fellas. Are you lost? Kingdom Hearts AU.
What would the park world equivalent of Kingdom Hearts be? As of now, we currently have 157 works for the Knights of Guinevere on AO3. The most popular ranking is teen and up, followed by general audiences, and then mature, explicit, and finally not rated. For the ship categories, we've got general audiences on top, followed by female-female ships, and then female-male, other, multi, and finally finally male. That's gotta be Sparky with some mystery OC. For the fandoms, which is where we'll be seeing some crossovers, we've got Murder Drones, The Amazing Digital Circus, both shows from Glitch Productions, Has-Been Hotel, makes sense, The Gaslight District, Lackadaisy, that's a pleasant surprise, Undertale, The Owl House, Hell of a Boss, and finally Long Gun Gulch. I do not know what that is. And then for the characters, it's not a surprise that Frankie is the #1 written about character, followed pretty closely by Andy, and then Guinevere, Olivia, Sparky, Orville, OCs, readers, Guinevere again, and then male OCs. For the ships, we've got Andy and Frankie platonically at the top, followed by Andy and Frankie romantically, and then the strained relationship between Guinevere and Olivia, Andy and Frankie and Guinevere, Frankie and Guinevere, Andy and Guinevere, Frankie and Sparky, Frankie x Reader, oh my gosh, Guinevere x Olivia, and then Frankie x Guinevere. And then for the top additional tags for Knights of Guinevere, we've got Fluff, Angst, Hurt Comfort, Pre-Canon, One Shot, Not Beta Read, Wump, Blue Lung, Character Study, and Torture. Fun stuff, really fun stuff.
All right, let's see what people are saying on TikTok.
Maybe we'll get some bangers, hopefully get some bangers.
The turbinator. See, the turbinator hooked up to the motor. The motor ain't pushing enough pressure out for the gas pedal. The gas pedal got a lot of dirt in the oil.
And that's the beauty of the show so far, right? Like, there's still so much unanswered, so much showing but not telling. It leaves a lot up to the audience's imagination and putting the dots together.
What am I?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, of course. Of course.
Papa, more movie.
Yeah.
No, the movie's over. We gotta
Papa, me want more movie.
go. No, Elle, we gotta go.
You lie!
Once upon a time,
Into the woods?
and this was a very long time ago indeed. Will she ever escape? Will she ever find her mates?
I get to be here at the start of the fandom. It's always a great feeling, you know, being present for what you know is gonna be a giant snowball moving forward. Oh my god! Yeah, okay, this is the Frankie edit. Woo!
To a wonderful land.
Dude, Wonderland Caravan Palace in the background fits the vibes immaculately. Guinevere Sona, alien-based Gwen. Yeah, people are making their own, I guess, alternate Gwen forms, and that's really cool. They're like OCs. Oh, Frankie latching onto Gwen. I love Frankie. Cabaret too. Musical theater is taking over this fandom. Does that mean that we'll get musical episodes potentially in the future, given that, you know, if we're talking Disney, a lot of their movies are musicals with the princesses, so not out of the question.
It's Coronation Day. It's Corn. Oh no! Shut the gate!
Guys, I think he is. Frankie's already got. He's already got his whole fandom. You always get dramatic in front of. Oh my god. Holy shit! The show's only been out for a day and people are already miscarried. I mean, at least most of these comments seem to be like nuanced enough, you know? Hated, I always saw people lust over it. It's like seeing an ex. More Mickey. Bada bing, bada boom. Listen, when you have a type, you have a type. Nothing wrong with that. So many theories and stuff. This is good. I like all these people throwing their hats in the ring for what's going on.
You know what this motherfucker look like, low-key? Lord! You know what this motherfucker look like, low-key?
Man! Well, thank you so much for joining me on this little look into the Knights of Guinevere fandom. It's still burgeoning, it's still new, there's still a lot yet to come, both officially and in the fandom, and I'm stoked that we get to be at the start of it all together. What are your thoughts on the Knights of Guinevere so far? What are your theories? What do you think is going on? Do you have a favorite character? Any ships that you're warming up to? If you have any other Gwen x Gwen stuff, then let me know. As always, if you want to see more fandom, fanfiction, and fan culture-esque videos from yours truly, then feel free to subscribe. And if you want to check out my fanfiction recommendation spreadsheet with over 1,000 fanfics on there, as well as watch exclusive videos you can't find on my channel, then head on over to my Patreon or YouTube memberships. Thank you all again so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
안녕.